I've always been kind of curious on like the mindset of artists and like your expectations of a release. Like, say it's like a song that you're just like, this is the most incredible work I've ever done. Like, what do you usually put in your head before the release?
You have two parts. I have two sides in music, but you can translate this to everything like business or working out or whatever. But I have this part of like, I'm the best in the world. Like, this release is going to smash it. And then 5 minutes later, I can be, oh, I suck. Like, I'm going to quit music. This is it. Like, and then 10 minutes later, I'm back to that other part again. So there's really two moods. I don't know if you have that with making beats as well.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what you said. I think it's like literally, it's a roller coaster. You go through that high of like, this is the best I've ever done. And then you get shot down, when it doesn't meet your expectations, typically, right?
Exactly.
And that's usually what happens to me. And I remember like, well, you and I talked about this, but like recently I just sent you a mix and it was a beat actually. And like, I felt like it was one of the best hip hop beats I've ever made. And I just remember sending it to you and thinking to myself, like, I've been here before. He may not like it. It'd be okay with it. Put it in your head, And I remember doing that expectation in my mind, and it makes it so much easier to deal with, But I've been on the other end where like I didn't do that expectation and like went in like this is the best beat ever, and then got shot down, and it was like a complete mood changer for the week. I'm like, and then like I get all like negative in my mind and be like, they don't know what they're talking about, and all this like crazy stuff where it's like expectations they really make your mind run wild, right?
Yeah, they do. And what I usually do is I don't have any expectations at all. Like, I more set up a goal to reach something. And if after a year I didn't reach it, I just look at what I did. Like, did I do the promotion? Did I do all the work? And if the answer is yes, then I'm still going to be satisfied. Then it's okay, I didn't reach the goal. Because like what you said with expectations, they can get shattered. Because if you think this is going to be it, and well, nobody owes you shit, so it's probably not going to be it. And that's with every release. Like, I've been releasing for 2 years, and some song popped off a bit, but now I release another song, and I've like, oh, this is going to be even bigger, and then I get like 7 streams in a day, So I still need to be patient with that. And like I said, nobody owes you shit. Even your old listeners, like, they might not even care about your new songs. So,
yeah, like, I'm just thinking and imagining what you're going through, and maybe this scenario pops up one time. Like, say you do a song and it does like 1 million views. We'll just throw that one out there because everyone wants to hit the 1 million marker. Who doesn't, And then say your next song gets dropped and it only does like 50,000 or 10,000. Like, that's what's so good about going in with no expectations.
and
It's because it won't matter, right?
it also comes back to the gratitude. Like, if your norm is going to be 1 million and after that you're not going to hit that, like, you're going to be disappointed. But if you look at it like, hey, I started from 0 and I still get 50K on one song, it's still a great achievement.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, really too, it's like anything in life is a hit or miss. So like going in with the expectation of like they're all going to hit, like it's just you're going to end up hurting yourself in the long run, right?
Yeah, especially when you settle down too much with that on your mind. Because I still hope for it, but I don't count on it. I think it's still good to have that kind of that goal that's unachievable in some way, because that's where you want to go. So you still want to have that in mind. I believe in myself that I can hit 1 million on every song. It doesn't happen, but I don't get shattered because I kind of prepare myself for that. Like, my dream, I still hope for that, but I'm just being realistic at the same time. It's probably not going to happen, so I'm not going to get, focused too much on that.
Right, and that really is the battle. That's crazy too, because you have to do almost both. You almost have to have like, you have to think of yourself as the best, but you have to think of your song as maybe not doing anything.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's literally like you have to have both all in one, and I totally understand that. Like, without the confidence, you can't do it. So you almost have to be this like, almost cocky in a way, in your own head, but just don't show that to the world.
It's self-confidence, right?
Right, exactly.
So that's why I like to say, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Yeah, that's a great saying. Absolutely. And, I think of, because like you say, no expectations. I actually, like, I do mine a little different. I've always thought of it this way, but I do low expectations. I put myself at the bottom of the barrel, which I think is essentially the same thing. Although I've had pushback on it. Some people view it as negative. But for me, I'm always like, this song is I like this song won't do as well as I'm telling myself or whatever. And when I lower my expectations, anything above that, like I'm happy. So it keeps me happy. That's it at least works in my head.
Yeah, that's a great way to approach it. And the thing I said earlier, like nobody owes you shit, that's true. So you can think I have the best song in the world, but nobody's gonna care when you release it. That might happen. So once you know that nobody owes you anything, it's also kind of a relief because you just gotta work from yourself and do all the work and don't care about the rest. And if you just put in the work, it will run automatically. So
I think that that's what that mentality does, man. I think that it teaches you that you just need to focus on the work instead of focus on like the end results or like the trophies. You know what I mean? Because like the expectations are always going to be like, oh, this is going to be the biggest song ever. So you're always going to be focused on doing the next big thing instead of like doing a great job inside of the work.
exactly.
I think that's what it does.
Yeah, man. And it can also be like with the way you write your song. Because if you're only focusing on the streams, you might only write something that sounds catchy and not what truly lies within you. But then your expectations and the thing you really want to write, like as in writing wise lyrics or melody, they're going to collide. Like they're not going to be the same thing. So that's why it's good to just let it flow, and whatever comes out, that's what you're going to release. Instead of focusing on the release too much, it needs to be catchy, it needs to be this, like fuck that, just do whatever you want to do with the song.
Yeah, dude, I love it too. And you know this, like I'm big on focus because I think focus is like such a thing that people don't really pay attention to close enough. Because, for example, if you're gonna focus on the song being the next big thing, you're gonna fail to realize that you needed to focus on writing better and being tighter in the writing, or picking a better beat, or maybe even picking apart the mix better, or whatever it is. You're gonna distract yourself from the true focus, which is usually the work. That's what's gonna get you the hit and the best material you could possibly do, not focusing on getting, the trophy of that.
Exactly. It's
like
just
you already skipped the process.
it's just too far out. Like you cannot focus on that at all. And it's funny how you put that in words. I had it a while back, like 2 months ago. I was writing with the release in mind. Well, guess what? It didn't work at all. Like I couldn't finish my songs. And then I just let that go, and it literally went into letting it flow. So from letting it go to let it flow, that's what happened. I was like, I just want to write this because I like this beat, I like the guitar, and I was just thinking and feeling this, so I'm just gonna write that down, and boom, the song was done within an hour. Like Jesus, it's that simple to write a song.
That's all you had to do was just like redirect your focus, and bam, you're back. And like I think of fighters a lot because like they first of all, I feel like they have like some of the most unique minds in the world just based on their focus, and they have this crazy focus of like cutting all the distractions out, and like I'm here for one objective, and I'm here to win. And when you think like that, it's like I got to make sure to get my game plan right. I got to train hard. If I don't show up and I'm not ready, this other guy is going to be, and they're going to take me out. So all these things need to be your focus leading up to it. And then, once they're in there, they just dial it in. And to me, it's just like, it's all in that preparation. And if you're not focused on that preparation of the writing of the song or the preparing yourself to, be able to move inside of the fight, and you're only focused on getting the belt or the million streams, it's the wrong focus. You like you said, you won't be able to even finish.
Yeah, it's also about reward and motivation then. Like, what's the reason that you do it? And if you get so focused on the reward, it's different than when you focus on what your passion is. So that's also something you touch on, which is true.
Yeah, I think, and I totally miss that part of it because that is a big part. Like when you focus on it, you're in your passion. You're not like, we didn't get into music for the Grammys. We got into it because we loved an artist that made us love music, and now we want to do music, and like that's what it is. It's like I think you're pulling yourself back into like the reason why you did it, and that makes you hungry. That makes you like the best person you could possibly be, I think.
And it also makes you happy because you're doing what you're loving, no matter what the result is going to be.
Absolutely, yes.
So if you're only going to be happy when you hit 1 million streams, well, guess what? When you had that 1 million streams, you're not going to feel happy. And we're like, what? Wait, what? I thought I was going to be happy when I hit the 1 million streams, but now I want 2 million. So that's just like a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, it really is. And I know I've had that lesson in life, and it's a big pill to swallow when you put yourself in that cycle of, chasing the wrong thing, but that's what it does, man. I think that you're right. Like it makes you happy, and you're working on the passion.
Yeah, I thought about this like, let's say for 8 years ahead, like 8 years from now, I'm still going to be at the same level with music. Like most of the people would follow the wagon because they have this crazy goal that they want to achieve, but they might not achieve it. But I'm like, I'm doing what I love anyway. Like if I get 10 streams or 100K, like I'm still going to do it. Like maybe I'm going to do a bit less marketing after 8 years and spending a bit less money on that, but I'm still going to be making songs and releasing because that's the thing I love. So no matter what happens.
Man, how powerful that is. That is such a powerful message. It really, really is, because like when you're just doing it out of pure joy and happiness, it may take longer, who knows how it all works out, but you're going to continue to do it, and you're doing it for the right reasons. Like I see it so often, people getting in it could be anything, sports, it could be music, whatever. And they're just always like, oh, I want to make $1 million. I want to do, like, the goals are just all distorted. And like, to me, I'm like, when I think of a person like you, and I know you personally, so like, I know how hard you work at this, and I just know you're not going to give up, because like this is inside your soul, and you're not doing this for money. Like this is you. It's literally you, and like that's why you do it, and that's why you're going to win, man. Like
I hope so.
I just know it deep down. I know it deep down.